What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about something massive that nobody's paying attention to. The used truck market is about to completely self-destruct, and it's going to happen faster than anyone expects. We're talking about a perfect storm of factors that are going to crash used truck prices, leave dealerships underwater, and create absolute chaos for buyers and sellers. If you're thinking about buying or selling a used truck in the next 12 to 24 months, you need to watch this entire video. The signs are all there. And the collapse is coming. Let's get into it. The first major factor is the inventory tsunami that's about to hit. During the pandemic, new truck production was limited because of chip shortages and supply chain issues. Prices skyrocketed. Used trucks were selling for more than new trucks in some cases. Dealers were paying insane money at auctions. Regular people were selling their trucks for more than they paid new. It was absolute madness. But here's what happened. In 2021, 2022, and 2023, manufacturers ramped up production to record levels trying to catch up with demand. They built millions of trucks. Fleet companies, rental agencies, and dealers all placed massive orders. Those trucks are now 2, 3, and 4 years old, and they're all coming off lease at the same time. We're talking about hundreds of thousands of trucks flooding the used market simultaneously. Rental companies like Enterprise and Hertz are dumping their fleets. Leasing companies are getting returned trucks from customers who can't afford the high payments anymore. And commercial fleets are cycling out their 2021 to 2022 models. This inventory flood is already starting. Auction prices have dropped 15 to 20% in the last 6 months. Dealerships are sitting on 60 to 90 days of used truck inventory when the ideal is 30 to 45 days. And it's only going to get worse. When supply overwhelms demand, prices collapse. That's basic economics, and it's happening right now in real time. The second factor is repossessions. During the pandemic, people got stimulus checks, enhanced unemployment, and loan forbearance. They could afford those $800, $900, even $1,000 per month truck payments. But that's all gone now. Interest rates have skyrocketed. The average auto loan rate is now 7 to 9%, and for subprime buyers, it's 12 to 15% or higher. People who bought trucks in 2021 to 2022 with those inflated prices are now upside down on their loans. They owe $50,000 on a truck that's worth $35,000, and they can't afford the payments. Repossessions are surging. Banks are repossessing trucks at rates we haven't seen since 2008 to 2009. Subprime auto lenders are getting destroyed. And all those repossessed trucks, they're going to auction and flooding the market. Here's the scary part. These repos are often in rough shape. People who can't make payments also can't afford maintenance. So we're getting repos with deferred maintenance, high mileage, and problems. These trucks sell cheap at auction, which drags down the values of all used trucks. It's a race to the bottom. When auction prices drop, dealerships have to adjust their retail prices. But they're stuck with inventory they paid too much for 6 months ago. They're taking losses on every truck they sell. Some smaller dealers are gonna go bankrupt. We're already seeing it start to happen. The third factor is the electric vehicle transition, and this is where it gets really interesting. Manufacturers have invested billions in electric trucks. The F-150 Lightning, Silverado EV, Ram Rev, and more. They're pushing these hard because of government regulations and environmental mandates. But here's the problem. The used truck market is realizing that gas and diesel trucks might have a shelf life. Buyers are starting to ask, if I buy a 2022 gas F-150 today, what's it gonna be worth in 2030 when everyone's buying electric trucks? The uncertainty is creating hesitation. This hesitation is causing demand to drop, which causes prices to fall, which creates more hesitation. It's a vicious cycle, and it's not just buyers. Banks are getting nervous too. They're tightening lending standards because they're worried about the residual values of gas trucks. If they repo a gas truck in 2027 and nobody wants it because everyone's buying EVs, the bank loses massive money. Now, will EVs actually dominate by 2030? Probably not. The infrastructure isn't there. The range isn't there for work trucks, and the costs are still high. But perception matters more than reality in markets. The fear of EV dominance is enough to crash gas truck values, even if it never actually happens. Dealers are stuck in the middle. They've got lots full of gas and diesel trucks, and they're watching EV inventory sit on their lots too because those aren't selling either. They can't win. It's a disaster. The fourth factor is simple affordability. The average new truck now costs $55,000 to $60,000. Used trucks that are 2 to 3 years old are still $40,000 to $50,000. With interest rates at 8 to 10%, monthly payments are $700 to $900 for a used truck. Most people simply cannot afford that. The median household income in the US is around $75,000. Spending $900 per month on a truck payment is financially insane for most families. Add in insurance costs that have doubled in many states, registration fees, maintenance, and fuel, and you're looking at $1,200 to $1,500 per month in total truck ownership costs. People are tapping out. They're keeping their old trucks longer. They're buying cheaper sedans and SUVs instead. They're using ride sharing or public transit. The demand for used trucks is collapsing because nobody can afford them anymore. And here's the catch at 22. Prices need to drop significantly for affordability to return. But when prices drop, everyone who bought in the last 3 years goes underwater on their loans. They can't sell or trade without writing a check for thousands of dollars. So they're trapped in trucks they can't afford, missing payments, and getting repoed, which adds more inventory to the market, which drops prices more, which creates more underwater loans. It's a death spiral. First-time truck buyers are completely priced out. Young people who would normally be entering the truck market can't afford $40,000 used trucks. They're buying $10,000 to $15,000 sedans instead. That removes a huge segment of demand from the market, which further depresses prices. The fifth factor is vehicle quality, and this is the one nobody wants to talk about. Modern trucks are incredibly complex. They've got turbocharged engines, 10-speed transmissions, advanced electronics, driver assistance systems, and emissions equipment. All of that stuff breaks, and it's expensive to fix. The trucks from 2020 to 2024 are already showing significant reliability problems. We've covered many of them on this channel: lifter failures in GM trucks, transmission issues in Rams and Fords, diesel emissions nightmares, electrical gremlins and everything. These trucks are not aging well. As these trucks get older and hit 80,000 to 120,000 miles, the repair bills are going to be astronomical. A transmission replacement is $5,000 to $8,000. An engine repair is $3,000 to $10,000. Diesel emission system repairs are $2,000 to $5,000. Many of these trucks will be totaled by repair costs before they hit 150,000 miles because they're not worth fixing. This is creating a quality perception problem. Buyers are getting scared of used trucks because they know the repair bills are coming. They'd rather buy new with a warranty, but they can't afford new, so they just don't buy at all. Demand drops, prices fall, and the spiral continues. Compare this to trucks from the 1990s and early 2000s. Simpler engines, simpler transmissions, mechanical systems you could fix with basic tools. Those trucks lasted 300,000 plus miles. Modern trucks won't. Everyone knows it, and it's killing resale values. So here's what we're looking at: a massive inventory flood from lease returns and fleet turnover, a repo wave from unaffordable payments and upside down loans, electric transition panic creating uncertainty and hesitation, an affordability crisis pricing out regular buyers, and quality concerns making people afraid of used trucks entirely. Any one of these factors alone would cause problems. All 5 happening simultaneously, the used truck market is going to self-destruct. We're talking about 30 to 40% price drops in the next 12 to 24 months. Dealerships going bankrupt, buyers underwater on loans, total chaos. If you're thinking about selling your truck, do it now before the collapse accelerates. If you're thinking about buying, wait 12 to 18 months and you'll get incredible deals. The used truck market is about to crater, and it's going to be painful for a lot of people. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.